Hey Phoebe, this is like the third time I've had to make this video, and I think I'm just too tired. I think after about 4 p.m. I become pretty worthless because I just start making mistakes. Like in the last video I went into the grade book and was showing student names in the video, and I'm just like, oh gosh, what am I thinking? Okay, so the point of this video is to talk about the rubric for the first discussion post. So let's go look at Edit Course, Assessment, and go to Rubrics. I made this afternoon. It is published, which means we're able to use it as soon as we're ready. And if we do the drop down here, we can go edit levels and criteria, and we can make adjustments. And you'll see that it's sort of an all or nothing, almost like a completion grade rubric. It's a little finer tooth than just an all or nothing completion grade, but it is pretty blunt. And, I think it's important that, we gave them these instructions, flawed or as fabulous or flawed as they are, but we kind of have to stick with those. And I was thinking about this reflective writing piece, and I'm not really teaching them reflective writing here. I feel like what we're doing here is we're just kind of introducing them broadly to the concept, kind of giving them the parameters of it, because this is kind of the flow that they're going to take in their future more of formal reflective writing, and I'm going to give them more specific instructions and more formal titling for what they're actually doing here, what the functions are. But I feel like these questions are a little too vague and easy to mix up, and that if we made a really fine-toothed rubric, it would just be kind of a nightmare to grade, a nightmare to explain. It would take sort of the fun out of just an introductory post, I hope there's some fun in the introductory post. But anyway, so I feel like it's okay to do it sort of holistically and just get a feel for how they're writing. And definitely we have to sort of deliver on what we ask them to do, so we have to sort of mirror that in the rubric. So if you want to go and adjust this, like one adjustment we might make is just make everything in the unsatisfactory column a 0. But I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like maybe on some of these it's surely they would get, I don't know. Give them 0 may work, because here's the thing, they can always go back and revise things. And so if you want to make me responsible for the revision grade, I can do that. If you'd like to be the person who does the first go round of grading, that works. And then they can revise it and I will grade it, in the second round. That's one idea. I don't want to give you a nightmare situation where you're like, oh my gosh, they can revise everything in Kim Hewitt's class and it's a nightmare of grading. I don't, I'm here to help at any point. And you don't have to grade any of these, quite frankly. But if you want to, I can tell that you kind of want to do it a little bit. So, that's great. All right, so you can revise this rubric, Phoebe. If there's some way you think it should be done better, let's get this thing revised maybe by Saturday afternoon, August 30th. Once it's revised or approved, we can then attach it in 2 places, and I'll go ahead and show you where that is, and maybe you'd like to try to do that. You go to Discussions, you click the drop down next to the discussion title, you click Edit Topic, go to Assessment, you add a rubric there. So you select it there and you add it. That's one good place to add it. And then the second place that will be very useful to put it is in Grades. If you go to Grades, then you actually click the title of the discussion, and then you scroll down and Add Rubric is right there, and add it there too. And that way we can grade it in the easier way. I don't know how to do this without showing you student names. Actually, yes I do. I will go into while you were on pause, I went in and I tried to find a class where I had teacher privileges, where I could show you something, but it didn't work. Okay, so what I'm trying to say though is that you can actually grade the discussions in one of two ways. Well, one of many ways. One way that I don't like is where you actually go into the discussion board and you open the post, the individual post of a student, and then you select the assess option up in the top. And there may be a drop down option, a drop down thing, and that's in their post where you click the drop down and then it says assess. When you do it that way, it's more work for you, and you have to actually, even if there's a rubric attached and you click through the rubric, you think, oh, now it's going to put that in the grade book. You have to click a little button that says publish, and you also have to hand input the points when you do it that way. Whereas I believe if you actually go into the grade book and you open up, so I'm going to go show you where you go. You go in the grade book and then you go to enter grades. I have to be careful here so we don't see any student names. And then okay, and then you have a column in here that says assessment, and you can go student by student. The list of students is down here, and you can fill out the rubric in the gradebook itself. I'm hoping, I don't know because I've never done this before, I'm hoping that it will actually populate the grade right there. That is a question that I'm unsure about. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. We need to just say, yeah, we're good with this rubric so we can move ahead. All right, thanks, Phoebe. Bye.